KEET TV presents Homework Hotline, the after-school show that fuses learning with fun. Watch local teachers bring the classroom on air and online. This is Homework Hotline.
Welcome to Homework Hotline. My name is Amy Taylor and I teach 8th grade math and Integrated 1 and Integrated 2 at Sunnybrae Middle School, but it's through Zoom, so I keep forgetting I'm at home, but I'm teaching 4 Sunnybrae Middle School kids.
Awesome, great. Hi, my name is Pam Halstead and I taught science at Fortuna High School. Welcome to the show.
Yay.
Yes, the show is relevant to this month, which is February. February's Valentine's Day, and it's also Heart Month. And especially we're talking heart health, but we're going to talk about how does the heart work and why is it important that the heart works? What is it the heart does for us? So anyway, the title is Matters of the Heart. So we will, and yeah, we have a nice thank you, Sarah Dixon from Fortuna High School, who's lent me a heart model. So we're going to talk about all that stuff. So it'll be fun. Yay. Amy, you're going to do something for me first, though.
Okay.
Yes. So Amy is going to. Don't worry, we're not in a competition at all for this, Amy. So it's like she's going to take a deep breath and she's going to try to hold it for as long as she can. And I'm going to have a timer and we're going to stopwatch her. And it's not like, don't make yourself pass out. Just do it for as long as it's comfortable, and you will be timed. It's not a big deal. I know it seems like it, but it's going to be our start. Okay, ready and set and go. Okay, so. While Amy is doing this, we're going to take a look at this next thing, which is what we're actually going to cover so we have the timer going on and we see what Amy's doing, but what we're going to cover is why do we need oxygen? Because Amy right now is depriving herself of oxygen. Her body has it inside of it, but she's not getting any more of it actually. So first is why do we need oxygen? Why is that an important gas? The next is how do the heart and lungs work together to keep us alive? So the heart and lungs are super important. Without one, oh, super, sorry. Here we go. So, excellent. No, perfect. That was wonderful. So she got 33. Excellent. Okay, so sorry for starting you off with that. It's kind of awful. But all right, so Amy was very helpful.
I'm just fogging my glasses.
Very helpful. Okay. I know. Yeah, sorry. What are the parts of the heart? We're going to talk about that. We have nice models here. And then how can you take your pulse safely? Because that's important. I know we know how to do it with our neck, but that is not the most safe way to do it. And then how can you build a model of a beating heart, which you're going to do with soda bottles, water, and straws. It'll be fun. Okay, so let's begin. Let's take a look at the breath holding data. That's real data from like average, how long can people hold their breath for? Now, she didn't try any harder than would be like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe anymore, because you know what that's like. It's like you're in a competition and stuff, but I told her not to. I told her to be comfortable. So here's some data, Amy, on a nice data table. And what is it you notice about these mammals? For the most part, they are all what?
They are all,
where do they live?
Most of them are of the ocean.
Yeah, they're aquatic. These are aquatic.
I was trying to scan fast.
No, I know, it's all fast. I know. So there's two, what are the two terrestrial organisms?
Sloth and humans.
Yes, beavers kind of terrestrial, both. Yeah. So both, right. But everybody else, look at their crazy breath holding capabilities. It's insane. That's just nuts.
Well, I think when I was thinking if like in a pool or hot tub you can hold water longer because you're relaxed. Like when you're standing, you're like,
oh yeah.
Like if you're relaxed.
Yeah, gravity is pushing. Yeah, right. You're having to resist gravity, whereas you're sort of supported it. Yeah. Okay, so let me give you the average person can hold their breath for 30 to 90 seconds. So you're right in there. Even though, you know, I didn't tell you hold it until you can't anymore. We know you could have done it longer than that, but you're right in there. So yay for that. But crazy that a sperm whale, an elephant seal, 2 hours. That's insane. But they have capabilities of the oxygen inside of them is still working while they're holding their breath.
That's crazy.
I know, it's amazing. So now we're going to move on to what happens when you do hold your breath. And this is a nice graph, which notice whatever Amy talks about, it seems like I use half the stuff Amy talks about and uses, which is numbers and ways to demonstrate how these numbers are working together. And so we have on this graph, we have when Amy started holding her breath, it's the start of the breath hold over on the left, And then gas volume is how much volume she has in her system, and in her lungs specifically, because there's sensors in the lungs that then tell the brain something like, okay, you'd better breathe now. So what are the two gases that it looks like we're looking at, Amy?
Oxygen and carbon dioxide.
And what color is each of them?
Oxygen is red, that's going down, I'm guessing, as I'm holding my breath.
Absolutely.
And then carbon dioxide is going up.
Yes. And where is the dot, on which of the lines is the dot and the urge to breathe commences?
It's when the carbon dioxide is almost reaching where oxygen is almost going below it.
Right. So yes, the amount of oxygen you have is important, but even more important is the amount of carbon dioxide you have. So actually when they want you to calm down, they have you breathe into a bag, you know that? And that's your CO2 is going up, but it just causes you to slow down and not be as, because when you start getting hyperactive, you breathe.
And you're not getting enough oxygen, right?
No, you're breathing off your CO2.
Oh.
So you're making your CO2 go off. So when you do that, you're like getting
the CO2 back
which
in.
is good. It's not to the point of you having, I'm like, I can't breathe, but it's just to calm you.
It's more that balance you're supposed to have.
You got it. That's right. So I mean, there's a blackout zone way over there, which is pretty bad. But I mean, if you can't.
I was thinking like in space, like when they have to have those have to be in the right balance.
Yeah.
Then they have to pay attention to this a lot because they're not just naturally breathing like in our air. I was just thinking.
Right. Oh no, that is funny. Yeah. Well, they must have to do some kind of pressurized thing or whatever it is. Oh, I wanted to say too, what is the maximum breath that for humans? Some humans can hold their breath. These are divers. They're free divers, which means they have no equipment on.
Oh my gosh.
For 20 minutes. That's like the record.
What?
Minutes. Okay, so here's I'm going to give you the information on how to do it, but don't do it. Because you have to be really well trained. What you do is when you're holding your breath and you get that feeling, oh my God, I have to, it's like you panic. What they do is they practice for an extremely long time to get their breath holding thing down. But you have to just relax. It's complete relaxation and think, because your body did have enough oxygen. But it's like
you're standing and I'm on
the
show and
you're
like
yeah, it's freaking out. So it's to keep you from freaking out. So you just got to go past the freak out. No, thank you. 2 minutes would be insane to hold your breath for 2 minutes, I think.
Well, I know, like when I would swim regularly, like I would do 2 strokes at first. Then I could get myself to 3 strokes. And you would just, and then after swimming for a while, 4 strokes, because the longer, I mean, you're working out.
Yeah.
But I could see where they could, over time, they could just keep practicing.
Right.
And practicing, and then their lungs would just get stronger and stronger.
Right. Yeah, it's amazing. So if you want to do that.
But 20 minutes, I don't even know what that is.
No, it's some crazy thing, yeah. And there's divers, like they go way, way, way down with crazy pressure.
Yeah.
And then they come back up, and how long can they do it? Ugh. All right, well, gas exchange is super important, and the lungs are a giant part of that, obviously, because that brings the oxygen in and gets the CO2 out. So we have a nice picture here of in comes the oxygen going to the red blood cells. The red blood cells have a molecule called hemoglobin that can carry both oxygen and carbon dioxide. So that hemoglobin, or the oxygen, is going to the little red blood cells, and then it's going to, there's 2 organs there. Can you tell what those organs are by any chance at the bottom?
Looks like a liver.
Yeah, you got it. A liver, and then behind
Spleen or stomach?
I think that's a stomach.
A stomach.
The spleen's a little smaller, but yeah. So the stomach and the liver, they both need oxygen for digestion and whatever the liver's doing, detoxifying.
Probably other organs need it too.
Oh, everybody needs it. All of you do, because if you don't have it, if you don't have oxygen to certain parts, you can get gangrene.
Yeah, like your leg would start, when your legs go numb or something.
Yes, that's bad. No oxygen is very bad, and so that is important.
Yes.
That's why people who can't feel pain is really important to know, or like you're feeling numb or whatever, to respond.
Like, oh, this needs more oxygen. I need to
move,
myself.
Shift, exactly. If you can't do that, that's not good in the long run. And then what's going on after the body gets it, then it produces CO2, we're going to find out why. And then it goes back to
the lung,
which you breathe out. So the lungs have to deal with 2 gases.
That's crazy. That's all happening.
Isn't it crazy? A bad thing here is carbon monoxide, which is the thing that when is improperly burned gas releases in your home, like a heater.
Yeah.
That hemoglobin also picks that up and can take it.
Oh, that's why it's a problem.
So it blocks the oxygen, and then you can suffocate to death. Yeah.
That's why they have the smoke detector, or like those detectors for that.
Carbon monoxide detectors.
Yeah.
It's good. Okay, now this is, when you talk about the heart and the lungs, it looks very complicated. It looks horrible, actually. It's scary and awful, but here, I'm just showing this picture that is labeled for the position. Look where the heart is located, smack dab between these two lungs, because it's super important. The lungs
to go out, it's like fanning, because it has to get it to the heart too, right? The oxygen.
Yes.
So
they better be close. There's vessels in the heart that are going to lead directly to the lungs and back to the heart. So because the heart has to pump the blood around so that you have oxygenated and deoxygenated. Yeah, that the whole thing works properly is a miracle. But anyway, well, let's go to making it a little more easy or a little more understandable. Why oxygen? Like, what do we need oxygen for? First off, what do you think at the top there, the green thing, what organism has a green thing? Plants do, right. So those are called chloroplasts, that's weird looking thing, and that is a part of a cell. That's a cell part. And it's green because it has chlorophyll. Basically, chloro means green and phyll means leaf. And so this is found in the leaves of the plant. And so the sun is the energy, the light.
Is that mitochondria? What's the body?
Yeah, you got it, totally. Yay, Amy, biology, it's so cool.
It's like 20 years ago,
I know,
more, 25.
But nevertheless. So what the plant does is it takes in carbon dioxide from the air, and then it takes the water in from its roots, and then it does the photosynthesis thing, which is amazing. It stores the energy from the sun in the form of a molecule called glucose, which we know is sugar, basically. Yes. And then it releases a gas, which is a waste gas for it, oxygen. But
because it doesn't need it?
Well, it does need it, yes. But it doesn't need it as much as, like, we don't have the ability to do any of that.
Yeah, exactly.
So we really have to, we wouldn't even be here without oxygen. And the plants actually, they use it too, because they do this thing called cellular
But that's
respiration.
why we need, like, lots of plants, or like people worry about plants going away because we need it for oxygen, also for us to breathe.
And to absorb the carbon dioxide that we overproduce because of burning fossil fuels, Right, so anyway, plants. So cellular respiration, animals do it, plants do it, everybody does it. So the oxygen is important, but it's the way that we can break that molecule of glucose down. Let's take a look. Okay, we have
That's
a nice
a little more complicated
equation.
than the one.
I know, it is. This one's a heck of a thing to balance. But we've got sugar, which is the glucose, plus the oxygen, and there's 6 molecules of oxygen to 1 of glucose, and that's the sugar. And then that produces 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, and what else?
And water.
Yes.
I was going to say, I loved doing this. It's like a puzzle. It was so fun to always like, how do I get it to match? But it's real life. That's what they do. It has to match.
Yes, absolutely.
So 6 waters.
Yeah, so this is happening inside of every one of our cells in order to function and to have energy. All your cells, and that ATP, that is a form of chemical energy, adenosine triphosphate, which is the thing that the plant used light energy for.
Yeah, sometimes does it say like plus heat? It just depends on what that reaction makes.
Yes, it does, whether it's exothermic, endothermic, whatever. This, well, and if it's heat, that would be the thing. So the reactants come from where? The plants.
Yes.
And the products are required by the plant. So it's kind of a cool thing. I mean, what is required, what is made here is required there, and what is made here is required there.
Yeah.
So it's a loop. It's kind of a neat thing.
But then we get some of this, and we push out some of that in that bigger cycle with the plants.
Yes, with the plants. So the plants get it from us, and they also get it from burning, and they get it from other CO2 is produced in more ways than just us breathing. But yeah, so anyway, that's why we have to have oxygen. Without oxygen, you have no energy. Without energy, things die in not very long. I mean, if you were to hold your breath any longer than 5 minutes, things start going really bad. Like your brain doesn't function properly, and your heart.
Like you said, the organs. It needs
the organs require it. Yeah, and your brain is the most energy-hungry organ you have. Okay, so now this crazy, crazy mess is we look at this and we go, this is all just way, way too hard. So let's make it easier. Again, this is hard too. This is the heart. And what is all this stuff? And what are those? What is it? So I'm going to make it as easy as we can here with this. So I'm actually going to draw on this in just a second. But before I do, let me just say there's only 3 main parts to the heart, and they are the chambers. Okay, the chambers are the atria. Atria is plural in atrium. You have 2 atria. You have 1 atrium on each side. Okay. Then there's ventricles, and that's the squeezing part of the heart. That's at the bottom. So those are the chambers, the place where the blood flows. Then vessels. You want to guess what the vessels might be? No, here, I'll give you easy.
Oh, veins. Oh, just how it moves throughout your body.
Yeah. What's the vessel that if you cut it, then it could spurt blood? Starts with an A.
Aorta?
No, yes, that's one of them. That's one of them. Aorta is an artery.
Okay.
So that's the basic, that's like the general
arteries.
thing that artery is. No, aorta is a good one. That's a great, one of your biggest arteries. Then valves. And the valves direct the blood flow in the proper way. Because if the blood goes in the wrong way, then you don't get maximum oxygen. Okay, so let's give this a shot. And so we're escaping here. Now we're going to go to this. Oh, I'm so excited because I can use it like you do. Okay, watch. Here, whoops, you're going to need to help me.
Do you want your pen?
Oh, yes, my pen. I do, totally. Okay, this is my first time of doing this, I think.
Do you want red for...
No, I'm actually going to do blue first.
Oh, yeah, duh. Yes.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, so this is one of the vessels, and the vessel, this is deoxygenated blood. I'm making it blue. No blood is truly blue. You should know. It's just because the color of deoxygenated blood is a dull kind of red, and oxygenated blood is bright red. So just so you know that. All right, so there's coming from this direction, and actually it's coming also from this direction. So this leads to back of this right here. So it's called the superior inferior vena cava. Who cares? They're veins. Veins bring, so here, let me write this down. A vein goes to the heart, and arteries are away from the heart. And it's kind of easy because A for artery. So all arteries are taking blood away from the heart, and the veins are going to. Okay. So this is a valve. Blood goes through the valve, and then it's pumped by this muscular part down here, and it's pumped out, and it goes out to an important. It needs oxygen. What organ do you think it's going to?
The brain?
Well, it's going to get oxygen. Where are you getting oxygen? What is your organ that's taking oxygen from the air? You got it. So this is the lungs. These are the lungs. And this is the left lung, and this is the right lung over there. So here's the right lung and the left lung. Okay. So there we go. All right, so now we need to get oxygen, so let's take a look at the next pen. And it's hard for me to realize that this is going to do red, but it's very exciting. Okay, so these are the pulmonary. Now, this is coming to the heart. So what I'm doing, this is a pulmonary, which is another word for lung. Is this the artery or the vein? It's going away from the heart.
Artery? No.
Artery, yes. Yes, this is the pulmonary artery. The pulmonary vein is coming to the heart. So there's 4 of them. And here they come from the right lung and from the left lung. They come in here, but they enter through here, this is the left side of the heart. This is the strongest part of the heart right here, because it's got to pump this oxygenated blood through these valves into the, here it is, the aorta, as you said. So this goes to the body and all its parts. So it's just chambers, atrium, atria, ventricle, ventricle. And then the valves just prevent backflow. So the lung, this doesn't go back here.
I see where the valve is right here, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so cool.
That's cool.
Nice.
I didn't realize, I wasn't looking at that part till you said that.
I know, it's kind of crazy. All right, let me go to here. We'll just do this really quick. Oh, yeah, wait now. Let me see. This is present. Okay, good. We're going to make a model, and we're getting down with time. So anyway, so here we show that the deoxygenated blood from the body comes in here, goes to the lungs, and then comes back to the heart, to the left heart. Okay. All right, let's take our pulse, Amy. First off, let's hold our hands up like this, and then touch your thumb and go down and say radius.
Radius.
Radius. And then go over here to your pinky and go down, and that's your ulna.
Ulna.
So your funny bone is the ulnar nerve, which is right down here. But yeah, so anyway, this is your radial artery, deep in here. So what you do is you take your index finger and your middle finger, and you press. Can you feel it? I can, because my heart's beating hard. And sometimes I've done it with students, and it's not that easy to do. But this is
you're like teaching and talking, you know what I mean? Whereas I'm like standing.
You want to go in right like there.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so I feel it. Now you can do it in your carotid artery, which is in your neck, but it's not a smart thing if you push too hard, because if you push too hard on your carotid artery, you can cause yourself to pass out. So it's important to maybe.
I remember people always would do that.
Well, yeah, and you can feel it. It's easier to feel than on in your wrist, but you don't want to hurt yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay. Nice. So we could take our pulse, and that's an average like 70 beats a minute, something like that. It all depends. Okay. Now we're going to make this is cool. So if you go to this website, steampoweredfamily.com, you can find out how to do this. And I never said anything about these models, but these models are awesome. So can you point, Amy, to, in terms of the model, the aorta? Looking there. Which one do you think is the aorta?
This one?
Yeah, you got it. The big fat red one. The big fat red ones, there's the oxygenated blood. And there's the right side of your heart and the left side of your heart. And these hold the valves in place. They're called chorda tendineae, something like little tendons that are holding them in place. All right, cool. Let's do it. All right, so what we need is 3 soda bottles.
Okay.
And we're going to organize them that, here, and here.
Okay.
Okay, let me just tell you, that one is going to be the body.
Okay.
This one is the ventricle, and we're going to pump that one. And this is the atria.
Okay. You want this on the end, though?
Yeah, it's perfect, just like that. Okay, then we have these bottle caps that we actually drilled holes in. So we drilled holes in, those holes need to be 2 regular sized holes. They're going to fit straws. And then 1 regular size hole for a straw, and then just an opening so that it actually works. So here, we can't use them yet. Just 1 sec. We have to fix these. You take 2, I'll take 2. Okay, these are going to be, this is going to be the valves that we're going to do, and the connections between the atria and the ventricle. Okay, so we're going to actually squeeze one of the ends of the straw and shove it into the other end. It's not as easy. There we go. Okay, fits pretty well. Does it work? So you're going to end up with a straw that looks like this.
I did this when I would build geometric shapes, but we would cut them slightly so they go in there.
No, that makes sense. It seems to work pretty well, though. I got these straws at Winco, anywhere that you know where bendy straws are. Probably the dollar store has bendy straws. Does it work?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
How far do you want it in there?
Oh, like this.
Okay.
About like that. Okay, great. Now, I'm just looking back here. We have 4 cups of water, which we have right here, and we're going to dye it so it looks like blood.
Okay.
So, Amy, please, the honors.
Is it easy to get this off? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, be careful and don't hurt yourself.
How much?
I don't know. Just keep going. Go. Really squeeze that baby in there. Nice. Well, here, move it with a straw. Straw. Okay, cool. Which red? Keep going. Need to get a little more red. Okay. All right, Amy, that's awesome.
It's not
really
coming
nice.
out that fast.
I know. No, it isn't, and who cares? Okay, so now we're going to pour this in the bottle.
Okay.
Well, here's the tricky part. You know, why does this look yellow? I don't know. This is not the right color for blood, but that's okay. It said it was red on the top.
It looks red.
We just need more.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to pour. We're pouring the water, and this is the blood. Pouring the blood into the atrium. Oh dear. We're spilling the blood into the atrium. Okay, here we go, this next one. And then what we're going to do is put the caps on. So the cap that this one needs, the ventricle needs the 2 holes that are the same size.
The one that you're pouring now?
Yeah, the one I'm pouring now needs 2 at the same
size.
And
this one needs 1 small,
yeah,
1
1
big.
small, 1 big. And that one doesn't need any at all. The body doesn't need any.
Okay.
Okay, are they around the same? I guess that's good. Sure. Awesome. Okay, right here. Now, go ahead. Now we're going to connect these. This is the valve. And I'm going to jam this into like the little stretchy part.
Oh.
Oops, here. That's okay. We'll fix it. Okay. Down there, down the hole. It's tight.
Okay.
Okay, you do the other one. Stick it in here.
And this side?
Yes. Let me move this on to the next one. We're actually setting it up now. Okay. Keep going. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I just blocked it. You can't do anything.
So we're putting these inside.
Yes, we're putting them inside the bottle. Here, you do it after me. It's great.
Yes.
Okay. Sweet.
Because you're hooking, you need to hook that one back together, right?
Yes. Should be fine. Okay, we have connect the two bendy straws together. We dyed the water. Inserting, now we're inserting.
Oh my gosh.
I know it's tricky.
I folded it so it would make it go in easier, but
Is it working?
I think it's catching. Oh, there we go.
Got it? Nice.
Okay, it's a little bent inside there, so hopefully
Okay,
it'll still.
we'll find out. All right, this just goes like that. Nice. And here we go with this. We made this little tiny. Go like, oh, there we go. All right, so we have to make sure, you hold it steady. Okay, cool. We just have to make sure that no air gets into this, so we'll put the little curvy parts in there. Okay, so now I'm going to, I want you to squeeze this. It's like the valve is closed there between the ventricle and the body. And I'm going to do this. Oops, we got a little bit of. So what's happening here is all those bubbles, I'm pulling water from the ventricle, from the atrium. The atrium is, the blood is going from here into here. I know, and it's leaking. So, you know, if you want to get some of this modeling clay, that's helpful. Okay, nice. All right, so then let's do the opposite. Very good. Now close this valve.
Okay.
And we'll do this. Look, here goes blood into the body. Yay!
That's fun.
It's just kind of fun, yeah, to see how it works.
Yeah, that's cool with those valves. I didn't realize the valve thing. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I haven't really thought about it a lot, but.
No, right. And if the valve opens, then it allows the water or the blood to go through. Nice.
Oh,
awesome.
That's fun.
It is, huh? Yeah, cool. So all you need is the very basics that are on this. And if you want to go to the website, they actually have a video of doing this steam-powered, website. I can. Do you want me to do this balancing thing? Because I can do it. Is there time?
You have 1 minute.
Okay, then let's, maybe, I'm not sure. I can do it. Here, you want me to?
Do it.
Do it, I'm doing it. Here we go.
Balance equations is so fun.
Balancing equations, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So it's died, but that's all right.
Cue from the Karuk Language Center, balancing these equations.
Okay.
Go, Pam.
So if we take a look at this, is this properly? Okay, good. This one is 4 aluminum atoms plus 3 oxygen atoms makes 2 aluminum Al2O3. So you want these numbers to all be even. Okay, so we have 2 iron right here, and we have 2 iron over here. They're balanced. But we have 2 oxygen on this side and 3 oxygen on the product side.
Yes.
What's the common denominator of 2 and 3?
6.
What should I put in front of this to make times 3 makes 6?
2.
A 2. There you go. And then I need to put something in front of this. 3, right?
Yes.
Okay, yay. That's 3 times 2 makes 6. And that's 2 times 3 makes 6. And this is 4. And this is, oh, I need to change this. No, I need to make 4.
Yeah!
Awesome. We're so glad that you guys learn about